Alright, we are live. We are covering a severe weather outbreak that is expected to unfold across the central U.S. This will include areas all the way as far south as Oklahoma, Texas, all the way up through to the Great Lakes region. Severe weather is already starting to take place. We have a few mesoscale discussions in effect for portions of southwestern portions of Iowa, northwestern portions of Missouri, northern um, northern North Dakota and southeastern portions of North Dakota, other state. We also have tornado watches now in effect for portions of eastern Oklahoma and northern Texas. We have a bunch of stuff to get into. So just looking at the radar here, we have a supercell developing in Dixon, Oklahoma, or Texas, sorry. This one does not look to have any rotation on it, so this um, but just for clarity, let me get everything set up here. The severe weather risk is incorrect, so I'll change that real quick. If you are tuning in, I appreciate it. All right, let me just get the outlook here. In today's risk, we have two hotspots, four tornadoes, um, and we have a damaging wind risk that is pretty significant, as well as a very significant hail risk as well. All right, so today's risk is an enhanced risk of severe weather. We do have a very large supercell risk of, um, we have an enhanced risk of severe weather across the Central Plains. We have two hotspots for tornado activity potential, two 10% hatch risks. I just want to cover the severe weather real quick. So we do have a tornado warning up in portions of Wisconsin, I believe, or sorry, Michigan. This is going to be located in Centralville. This is a particularly dangerous situation. So this is a PDS tornado warning. So if you are in this warning, seek shelter immediately, whether it is the lowest part of your home or building. We'll take a look at this storm on radar. It looks like it's got a good hook echo and everything like that. The inflow in this storm looks healthy. Taking a look at the reflected, we have another tornado warning that was just warned. This one has me worried a little bit. So we actually, very strong rotation. If you are in this tornado warning, you got to seek shelter. Yes, there is likely a tornado on the ground near this area. This storm is heading to the north and northeast, I do believe. It's got a hook echo and everything on it. East northeast. If you are in Centerville, Michigan, please seek shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous thunderstorm. This is a PDS tornado warning. I'm not sure why this isn't observed. I'm sure it was observed not too long ago. Looking elsewhere, we have everything is going to get more intense. So the main hotspots are going to be over here and then down here. And let me take a look at, let me just show you guys the severe weather risk right now. The severe weather risk is a very large risk. So we have in this area right here that is kind of the yellow, but it's really supposed to be orange for some reason, is the enhanced risk of severe weather. This is where we're expecting the most severe weather activity. We have a slight risk of severe weather that extends all the way from all the way from western Texas all the way up through the Great Lakes region, and then we have a large marginal risk of severe weather that extends all the way from the Great Lakes region all the way down to portions of Texas and all the way back through Wisconsin and Michigan. So yeah, a lot of stuff to get into. I'm going to get the mesoscale discussions up as well. It is currently 3:01 p.m. CST, 4:01 p.m. EST, and 2:01 p.m. PST, Pacific Standard Time. So let me get the mesoscale discussion out real quick. Um, Come on. All right, so we have kind of a bunch of mesoscale discussions, but I'm going to go with the most concerning ones. So actually, I might just do this. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Before I do show this, I kind of want to show you guys this real quick. This is the latest mesoscale discussion that was just out not too long ago. Here's the mesoscale discussion itself. So we're going to be watching this area. The only the only thing working in our favor really is the cloud cover. I just noticed that. But the potential is there for up to EF1 to EF3 tornadoes. So again, strong tornadoes, 65 to 80 mile per hour damaging wind gust, and hail in excess of 1.5 to 2.5 inches in diameter. So that is, I believe, golf ball sized hail to close to, I'm not sure how big the other hail is. But yeah, we will, this is going to get interesting in the next couple of hours. Though I do have another thing that may slow this severe weather threat down, and this is the rain that is happening in Kansas City. This may help to stabilize the atmosphere more, which means there may be less severe weather, but clouds will start to break up, I do think, and we should start to see a severe weather or a cluster of thunderstorms develop here within the next couple of hours. But I'm gonna get rid of this and kind of that's gonna go here. We have another tornado warning that was just warned. So there's the latest warning. We have another tornado warning. Give me 1 second here. A lot of stuff going on. All right. We have all right. Oh, okay, that's not good. We have a tornado emergency that has just been issued in Nottawa. If you guys are in this warning, you need to seek shelter immediately right now. This is a very dangerous thunderstorm. This is now a tornado emergency. First one of the day. I was honestly not expecting it to be in this part of the country today, but here we are. So yeah, not good stuff. So if you are near the storm, you must seek shelter immediately. This is a very dangerous thunderstorm. The rotation on this thing is just off the charts. Significant rotation near N Angling Road. We also have a very clear debris signature. Very clear. It doesn't get much clearer than that. So yeah, if you're in this warning, please seek shelter immediately, whether it's the lowest part of your home or building. If not, get out of the town, because this is a dangerous thunderstorm. So yeah. Okay, so yeah, starting off this day with a tornado emergency, definitely not what you want to see, but that's just the kind of environment we have today. Moving on to other locations, this is going to have to be a location we're going to have to watch very seriously. This area in here, this mesoscale discussion that is on the bottom left of your screen, we're going to have to watch this area very closely. I think this is the thunderstorm starting to develop. We have a very moist atmosphere. Temperatures are in the 73-degree range, 70s, 60s to 70s. Dew points are also very moist in the 50s and 60s. Tornado watch, again, for portions of Oklahoma and Texas. The only really other non-severe thunderstorm warning, kind of just stronger thunderstorm, is located down in Dixon, Texas. Um, this one is for damaging winds, or sorry, not damaging winds, but this one is for 40-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So yeah, enough to maybe blow around tree branches, maybe snap tree branches, not sure. But yeah, things are going to get crazy from here on, I think. But not good to see a tornado emergency in an area not favored for severe weather. But yeah. So yeah, we're going to keep an eye on this storm here. This is an observed tornado, which means that would be our first tornado of the day. Again, not saying this as an excitement. This is just a very significant severe weather event that's going to be taking place here pretty quickly. It's already starting. So yeah, this is kind of a strange scenario, but I'm glad the Storm Prediction Center did make this update where um, they added a hatched region that can go beyond just the 10% hatched risk. So yeah, you have to keep an eye on this supercell up in. Wonder if this thing has large hail. Yeah, this take cover now if you're in this warning. Yeah, this is a confirmed tornado. Unfortunately, 1 inch sized hail is also with this tornado. So yeah, for some reason my radar isn't working, which is fantastic because that's what we don't need right now. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Okay, let's try this again. This has been downgraded. Um, this has been downgraded to no longer a tornado emergency. However, it's still a very dangerous thunderstorm. It's got a large hail core in the north. So if you're near Linitas and eastward like this, um, prepare for a hailstorm. Um, uh, rotation is kind of dwindling and it kind of dwindling a little bit, kind of broad rotation. It's still significant rotation nonetheless, and we still do have it's either that or it's that. But we have a tornado on the ground most likely still. This has just been extended. I believe they're just extending the top half of this to the northeast, just due to the fact that there's some hail. But we have another tornado warning that was just issued, or a severe thunderstorm warning, excuse me. Gonna have to fix those warnings. This has just been severe warned. If you're in this warning down in Tishmingo, Oklahoma, seek shelter immediately. Prepare for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. I do think this one actually has the potential to produce a tornado just based off of the environment. It is in a very convective environment. But yeah, there's that. Let me get the warning numbers on this on here. Give me 1 second. All right. So we are currently at 19 warnings, whether that's tornado warnings, tornado watches, or just severe weather in general. And we are up to 71 warnings, watches, and warnings for winter. The And based off of the HRRR model, I would very heavily watch this area in Springfield, Missouri, and around this corridor for a cluster of thunderstorms that may develop into a bow echoing segment. I would heavily watch that area. But we've got tons of storm chasers. Unfortunately, I can't get the footage. But like I said, looking at the cloud cover, I just want to do a little bit of analyzation here. The cloud cover is starting to break up, which is not necessarily a good sign. So I think what's going on here is we have this area of cloud cover moving off to the north and east. This may even dissipate depending on what happens, but this is the area of concern because when you get these clouds out of here, you're allowing for the sun to break out, and this is in central time, which means that in an hour, the atmosphere could be just prone for severe weather. Missouri is set to go for severe weather, less cloud cover here, as well as down in portions of Arkansas. Um, and then obviously this is just one of those situations where hopefully everyone will be all right. And yeah, you're just looking at a PDS tornado warning. So it has been downgraded. However, this is still a tornado emergency, not a tornado emergency, excuse me, a very serious thunderstorm. This one looks like it's been going on for a while, actually. This one looks like it has a little bit of a track here. You can kind of see it here. So it's been marching off to the east. This one looks like it may have been going for a while and I didn't even realize. But, yeah. Um, I'm just making sure everything's good here. If we can get that subscriber number to at least 100 subscribers today, that would be fantastic. Excuse me. Alright, still keeping an eye on this storm. The storm still looks like it's got a very nasty looking hookup going. I mean, just look at that. Rotation is starting to get stronger again around Mendon. Um, what is that? It's like 40 to 48 miles per hour, so probably just a very weak tornado now, but it still could be causing damage. Um I do not see a Deborah signature here. However, that could definitely change. I think the storm is now they have just cleared out the tornado warning for this portion. Now we're just going to continue to keep an eye on this supercell. Expect damaging wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour here. Yes, that can be damaging. It may not be as damaging as 60 mile per hour wind gust, but I'm still consider that damaging. And then golf ball sized hail. So significant hail on the northern side of the storm. That will easily lead to damage for some locations. Now we just wait for this area to explode in development. We'll continue to watch down here as well. We have a tornado watch in effect. Trying to see if this thing's going to start rotating, because any of these thunderstorms are in a very prime environment for to start rotating. It's just, are they going to? That's the question. I think Chickasaw Nation, I think I would watch out for this one, because I can already see this one starting to turn a little bit. But while the severe weather is not all that intense right now, but things can obviously intensify rather quickly, we do have a kind of a storm system. We do have the potential for some snow on the backside of this thing. Or actually, we can just look at the overall um, I'll just go over the watches and warnings for winter weather advisories. So we're gonna have a little bit of snow on the backside of this, not a whole ton, but enough to cause some trouble. We have a new warning that just came through. It's either that or Radar Omega is just playing with me. I don't know. Let me fix that. I'm gonna have to clear my screen for just a second. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Alright, I don't know if I fixed that. We'll see if it's been fixed. They've just issued a tornado watch for portions of southern Iowa, southwestern Nebraska, um, uh, and then northwestern portions of Missouri. This goes for another 6 hours. This was just issued, I believe. Let me just take a look. Yeah, this has just been issued. So we are starting to have thunderstorms developing on the cold front here. Things should start getting elevated here pretty quickly. There's been another severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued for Pauls Valley in Texas. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Again, this is given me these thunderstorms are given that look that things could increase intensity very quickly. So we have 2 cells that just kind of popped off, actually a third one. But I would actually put a tornado possible label on these storms because they are in a prime environment for tornadoes. Moving on to the tornado warning up in portions of Michigan. Still an observed tornado here, which is not a good sign, obviously. It's got a very good looking hook echo. Your tornado is going to be right in here. Rotation is strengthening once again. Well, actually not really. It's kind of broad. All right. Taking a look at the correlation coefficient real quick. Still not seeing anything significant on the correlation coefficient anymore. I think it may be that cluster up in here. I think the radar is just offset a little bit. I think they're going to extend this tornado warning because this tornado has obviously been going for a while, I assume. Huh. This might just be, yeah, right along the warm front. A little thunderstorm happening in Leamington in the Great Lakes of Lake Erie. We have several storm chasers, so if you don't watch me and you're concerned about your location, you can always watch any of these other storm chasers. Unfortunately I can't put them on stream, but they're there. There's like 5 of them right now. And now we just wait things to get wild again. Alright, let's see if this rotation has gotten any stronger. Rotation still remains broad near Lanitas. And correlation coefficient still showing something here. I'm not sure if it's... I can't tell because there's kind of 2 clusters here, but I think it's that one. Yeah, I think it's that one. Yep. Oh, they have winter storm warnings issued for portions of Colorado and places like that. How much snow are they going to get? 1 to 4 inches with wind gusts as high as... Oh, additional snow accumulation, I see. and winds gusting as high as 40 miles per hour. See, I don't get it with the National Weather Service and putting winter storm warnings because this should be a blizzard warning for if it's 3 consecutive hours of winds gusting over 35 miles per hour or sustained winds at 35 miles per hour, visibility down to a quarter mile or less, um, and this for 3 consecutive hours. This should be a blizzard warning. I don't know why they don't issue blizzard warnings, and if the area is getting 40 mile per hour wind gusts for 3 consecutive hours, because 40 miles per hour is going to blow around snow. I mean, it could be heavy wet snow, but it doesn't really matter. It still deserves a blizzard warning. I don't really understand what they're doing with that, but moving back to this tornado, I think they're gonna cut off this warning a little bit, just slice it off just a little bit. Ooh. The good thing about the storm right now is the hail has looked to I think it's heading into an environment less prime for severe weather. Yeah, these temperatures are only in the 50s. Severe thunderstorm warning has now been extended from Athens. This will extend all the way to Albion in Michigan. Expect 50 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail with this storm. The good thing about this storm right now is the hail core does not look as extreme as it did, but unfortunately there's still a tornado on the southwestern portion of the storm. Radar is having trouble picking it up, but your rotation's somewhere in here, and correlation coefficient is no longer showing anything, which is a good sign, but I still think this is your actual tornado, because if you look through the last couple of frames, it's kind of been skippy, but and the reason this is did they put this area in a oh, they didn't even put this area in a hatched risk. Wow, that's unbelievable. So this just proves the fact that you can get tornadoes even if the atmosphere isn't really quote unquote prime. The temperatures here are only in the 60s. This is and there can't be a whole ton of instability up here either. I can't imagine there being a whole ton of instability. Let me take a look. Because the instability is located where the severe weather outlook is. But that is why they probably expanded that 2% risk out as far as they did. But no one would have expected that. I'm taking a look at the surface-based CAPE here. It does get up there. It does get up there. So maybe that's a maybe. It does get up there quite a ways actually. So this is very interesting. I don't think the significant tornado parameter goes. Actually, that's the significant tornado parameter. I would really watch out for portions of this northeastern corner of Oklahoma and the southwestern corner of Missouri, and then again the areas that are in that other mesoscale discussion, like Nebraska and Iowa. I would really watch that area for tornadoes, because I think we're gonna have two clusters of thunderstorms that develop, and then on top of that, they're in a very prime environment for tornadoes. We have the significant tornado parameters upwards of 1 to 2 points, so that's up there. But I would really watch the southwestern portion of this, because it looks like we're gonna have a little corridor of possibly upwards of 2 to 3 here. But the surface-based CAPE is off the charts, so we have tons of instability right now. This just surprises me that the tornado warning is on the high end side of this, which is quite interesting. But I think what's going to happen here is the storm starts to run into this cooler air. I think the storm is going to kind of die off, which is kind of getting there already. So, severe thunderstorm warning at the very worst. But we still have, broad rotation, but man, the winds are cranking on the east side of the storm, just cranking 80 to 90 miles per hour, just cranking. I wonder if we're going to get any wind damage reports. Okay, so it does look like here that we have no tornado on the ground, which does that mean that they've dropped this down to back to radar indicated, which means there's no longer a tornado on the ground, but I do assure that there's going to be some pretty insane imagery that comes out of this storm all over the internet. But hail is kind of dying off as well, but the thing about that is this thunderstorm can still go for miles into the 60-degree temperatures and still produce hail, because Hail is a little bit different than a tornado. Tornadoes kind of need a really rich environment to develop. But as long as you have wind shear and somewhat decent dew points and temperatures up here, this thunderstorm could keep going. But nothing really getting going here in Texas quite yet. But as expected, we do have a ton of convection here, a ton of it. I wonder what's going on in northern Texas here. Not a whole ton of convection in northern Texas, but we have a new warning that just came out. Is this actually official? Okay. Alright, this tornado warning has now been extended into portions of Union City. This is just an extension off the thunderstorm. This is just an extension. It's still got, I think this thunderstorm's going to lose the tornado probabilities here pretty quickly. It's running into an environment that's not so sustained. Just barely severe criteria. But keep an eye on the storm. If you are in this area near Union City, Michigan, please seek shelter, whether that is the lowest part of your home or building, because there's not a tornado on the ground, I don't think, but there's still a possibility that this could drop another tornado. I just don't see it being that high of a chance. Come on. Alright, these storms are not really trying to turn at all, if anything. But a bunch of hail cores on these storms, probably quarter-sized hail at the greatest. Yeah, quarter-sized hail. This one, but what's interesting is it's crazy because you have temperatures 70s over here and 80s over here. We're just gonna have to watch what happens along this warm front here. This warm front right here. Because this is the area to watch. Still nothing is developed, but things should start developing here pretty quickly. Let me take a look at... Things should start developing pretty rapidly around 4 to 6 p.m. We should have storms start to really develop around half an hour from now, and then they're just going to explode from there on. And we're going to have to watch Missouri for a damaging, not really derecho, but a bow echoing segment, potentially. It's still being shown kind of weaker on this latest model run on the HRRR model, but let's see if other models show this bow echoing segment. I can check the FSA model to see if there's any bow echoing that happens with it. Not really. I'm not seeing much here. Yeah, but still watch that area for a bow echoing segment. Yeah, that's the first tornado emergency of 2026, by the way. Alright, other tornado warning has been canceled, so that's a good sign. This storm's going to run into kind of a drier atmosphere, so I don't think this is going to be going for much longer. If anything, I think it's going to fall apart. It's already starting to fall apart. But I'm interested to see what goes on in portions of the Central Plains and Southern Plains. I don't know, things could get quite feisty here. I think right in here and then right down in here where they've highlighted tornado watches. But then I would watch this line as it just comes down through the southeast. Or I think we're gonna have a wide swath of reports that come in through here of damage, and then I think it's gonna be you're gonna have individual supercells that develop, and then it's going to kind of form into a line. Let me kind of show you what I'm talking about. Looking at the HRRR model. This is the significant tornado parameter. Here's what I'm talking about. So not much development right now, but things are going to get feisty very fast. So here we go through 6 o'clock p.m. This is what I'm talking about. Thunderstorms should really start developing around 5 p.m. as you can see here. But then you're going to have this cluster of thunderstorms that develops and yet another cluster, even maybe some thunderstorms that are producing massive hail. And then it's going to kind of develop into a line. And same here. This is indicating a bow echoing segment going through Springfield at around 10 p.m. And then you have the actual line of thunderstorms that move through. So you're going to have two individual lines of thunderstorms that move through for Springfield. But I would watch out for this area because bow echoing segment. Alright, we have a new warning. Please don't tell me Radar Mega is doing this again to me. Or that we actually have another tornado warning. I don't know why it's doing that. That is the smallest severe thunderstorm warning I think I've ever seen. Hello? That's not even got any hail anymore. That's going to be allowed to cancel. And then this tornado warning here. Yeah, it's kind of dying off. Kind of what I anticipated. It's kind of going to environment that's not so favorable. But you can still see damaging winds out of this 100%. The damaging winds are even kind of dropping off here. We're down to 70 to around 82 miles per hour on the wind. So there's definitely inflow to this storm. It's just, again, yeah, see, not much of anything happening here. But things can get interesting. Nothing much happening here, but is this storm trying to rotate? Looks like it's trying to rotate. Yeah, we have a little bit of rotation starting to develop around Washita. This is down in Texas, I believe. Sorry, Oklahoma. Yeah, we have a little bit of rotation developing. If you're in this warning, seek shelter immediately where the lowest part of your home or building. It looks like we have a little area of rotation developing on this supercell. Wonder if we'll see if it gets warned here. And then we have another storm up here. If we can get to, come on, if we can get to 80, 100 subscribers today, that'd be fantastic. We'll see if this thing tries to give us, yeah, that's rotating. Oh, another warning. Don't be messing with me. Let's see if this gets warned. Because you have the hook here. You have a hook. It just developed. See that? Let's see if it gets warned. There is rotation. It's not, and it's kind of actually strong actually. Let's see. Maybe as high as an EF1, but that depends on if there's any debris, which I don't see any. You can just tell this environment is prime here, because look at all the spotty kind of showery activity starting to pop up. You can just tell this environment is ready to go. Come on. Alright, back to the tornado warning. Yeah, this storm is dying out. But large hail core on the northern side now are getting probably close to golf ball sized hail now. Pretty significant hail there. Let's see if we get this tornado warned. Or if the rotation just kind of drops off. There's it. Oh. You can see that curl. See it? You can see that curl right there. You can see it start to curl a little bit. It's still curling. Look at it. It just right there, and then it curls. That tells me this is gonna probably get tornado warned. Surprised no one's on this because this actually got pretty strong rotation on it. Potentially upwards of 90 miles per hour. Up to 100. Alright. Another warning, but I'm telling you, it's okay. Alright, this has been extended now, which I'm really shocked they extended it because it looked like it's dying. Well, maybe not so much. Tornado warning has been extended into Albion and Athens. So if you're in this warning, seek shelter immediately. This storm is moving off to the north and east here. This one also has quarter-sized hail with it as well. Oh boy, that's not what you want to see. Strong rotation developing once again near Union City. I really thought this one was going to die off. And we have, is that a debris signature? Let me see. Let's see if that's a debris signature. I think that might be a debris signature. It just pops on for no reason. See that? Just kind of develops. Let's see if this gets PDS tornado warned. This might be the it produces. Yeah, okay, yeah. All right, if you're in Union City or near Albion, anywhere in this polygon, seek shelter immediately. It does look like this is trying to drop another tornado. Because, oh yeah, look at that. We have winds both directions. We have it. That's not even really. Uh, yeah, about an EF1 tornado potentially. So nothing significant, overly significant. But as I said, we do have a. Let's see if it gets warned. For observed at least. Like, all right, another severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Asher, Oklahoma. This is for 60-mile per wind gust and quarter-sized hail. Let me put on the radar real quick. Looks like we got a pretty damaging thunderstorm moving through, coming to your north and east. Let's take a look at the wind on this thing. The gust front has around 30 to 40 miles per hour, and then the back side of it, or the core of the storm, kind of has like 50 mile per hour wind gusts, so pretty strong. But that's this thing is rotating. I don't know how this isn't warned. It's already, look at that. See? It's even got a tail now, which is just going to help it more. I don't know if it's going to get warned. We'll see. Alright. Let's see if this has got PDS tornado warned. Not yet. I'm really shocked it hasn't been. I'm going to be honest, because this does look like it's trying to drop another tornado. Significant hail core on the top half of it. Significant. And then, oh wow, look at that. Look at that, right there. Alright, I will be right back. Alright, back to it. Okay, let's see if this has gotten PDS tornado warning. It still hasn't. It was only gone for a few minutes, but let's see if they've issued any other warnings. Not yet. I'm no meteorologist, but there there was. I think this is the wrong storm that I'm looking at. There was rotation on that storm. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was rotation. Yeah, it kind of died off a little bit, didn't it? I'm kind of used to this. A lot of unwarned tornadoes. That's kind of what I'm used to. But the least expected place was going to be in here. But it was in an environment that was capable of producing a tornado. The significant tornado parameter was elevated. Still nothing really popping off yet, but this is what we're watching right here. Things are starting to come together, I think. Unfortunately, I'm not going to have... I will be live probably in another hour or two covering this. Because I have to do something. I think this might be extended for another half an hour or more because it says 47 minutes now. Look at that hail core. Wow. Look at that hail core. If you see the purples and whites in here, that's some significant hail falling. Look at that hail. Insane hail core. Look at that. Wow. Significant hail core. Okay, yeah. This is now broadened out quite a bit. You can see the separation here. This is broad rotation now, which means I think the storm is finally getting into an environment where this is no longer going to really be a concern. I don't think this is anything to worry about. But it does have a pretty damn good looking hook echo there. Random severe thunderstorm warning issued for portions of Lincoln, Illinois. And another warning. I really don't know why that's going off. Okay, here we go. Alright, this is what we're watching for now. We're going to watch these thunderstorms that develop along this warm front. These are going to be the potential significant tornado and hail makers. Wonder if there's anything going on up here. Still nothing going on up here, but we can take a quick live view up in Plattsmouth, or maybe not. The special weather statement has been discontinued. The severe thunderstorm warning goes on for another 15 minutes, and this one goes on for another 45 minutes. A lot of hail with these storms, a lot. Is this rotation? I'm not sure. Because it does kind of just randomly... I don't think that's nothing to worry about. Anyways, as we continue to wait, things should start to get interesting. And also, this is not the only, tomorrow's also going to be another day of severe weather. I think it's going to be a little less significant, more of a damaging wind threat. It's going to extend from portions of, the Northeast all the way to all the way into Texas, with two primary areas of tornado concern, one being in the Northeast and one being in the Southeast, or Deep South, excuse me. Two areas of damaging wind, and then there's a actually hatched region of hail expected for portions of southeastern Texas. This is a level 2 out of 5 threat, so nothing significant, but um, alright, tornado warning on the southern half of the storm has been, okay, this is now observed. Wow. This storm just does not want to stop producing tornadoes. Looks like if you're in this warning, once again, Eckford, Tomer, Burlington, seek shelter immediately, whether it's the lowest part of your home or building. The tornado is on the ground yet again. Kind of broad rotation. I don't even know how this is a tornado, but well, I guess that's just what it is. There's your area of debris. So yeah, keep an eye on this storm. This one is now observed once again. So yeah, that is, I don't even know how many tornadoes that is now. We'll have to wait and see. Going on into portions of Texas now. Still some clustering of thunderstorms. A lot of, if anything, you'll get a good rain shower out of these. Yeah, see, anything you really see this kind of going on with the radar kind of indicates that you're in for a wild ride. But we still have these should start to develop into thunderstorms once you get into a prime environment, because I believe the temperature's in the 70s, but I'd like to look at the dew points. The dew points are in the 50s. But the farther you go north, you get into the 60s along the warm front. This just proves you can have severe weather even in low dew points. That is a significant producing, that is a significant thunderstorm producing tornado. Rotation is a little weak on this, but there's still, I don't know if that's on the ground anymore. I can't really tell. Well, it's developing another hook echo. Here we go again. It continues to go. Well, guys, I will be back live in about an hour. I just want to talk about one thing real quick. The thing will load here. We do have a next week, Tuesday into Wednesday, we have a slight risk of severe weather across the southern plains, and then another slight risk of severe weather for the deep south. So the severe weather risk is not over with. We are in severe weather season, which means get ready. It's going to be, I think we are in, it's going to be a wild ride. Anyways, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to never miss our upload. And without further ado, we will be live once again in another 1 or 2 hours. Alright, stay safe out there, guys.